Transforming your life through hypnotherapy has never been easier. With the help of your host, Julie from coachinghypnosis.net, and these power-packed minisodes, you're sure to find yourself engaging in more positive behaviors around both your physical and mental health. Here's your host, Julie.
G'day, it's Julie from coachinghypnosis.net. And you deserve to know the 2 mad forensic hypnosis assets for 2022, because people are sick and tired of being so friggin' awesome and tracked and traced at the same time. And you deserve to know the truth about forensic hypnosis, and if hypnotists can do something similar. I'm not a therapist or a psychotherapist, but this is my 9th year as a clinical hypnotherapist in strategic psychotherapy. I currently help my clients online. They change their lives without changing out of their pajamas. And here in Australia, using forensic hypnosis in court is illegal. And I'm glad it's illegal. And I'm yet to meet a hypnotist who thinks differently. And the reason being is memories like time sharing in computers. Right now, you're scanning the room you're in, one item after another. And on another level, you're blinking, breathing, regulating your body temperature. For example, if the postman left you a parcel at your door right now, would you notice? And if you did, would you notice the postman or the parcel or both? How do we know when we hypnotize our clients for a lost memory that they had a memory there in the first place? And maybe you already know hypnosis became popular in treating soldiers suffering from trauma during World War II. But by the late 20th century, hypnosis could be admitted as evidence in court. In the summer of 1976, forensic hypnosis solved a huge crime. A busload of children, together with their bus driver Ray, were kidnapped from a country road in Moderna Country, California. The abductors ditched the bus, hiding it in a drain ditch 9 miles west of Chowchilla. They drove the kidnapped victims, 19 girls and 7 boys, and Ray, the bus driver, around for 11 hours, into vans, and finally putting all the children and the driver into a moving van that was buried in a rock quarry. After 16 hours underground, they dug their way out and eventually found themselves in their homes in Chowchilla. Ray, the bus driver, was hypnotized and was eventually able to remember 5 of the 6 numbers on the license plate of one of the vans used in the abduction. And that led to the arrest of 3 men who were tried and found guilty. A draft of the ransom note had been found in the home of one of the young men, along with other evidence. This case marked the incredible interest of law enforcement personnel and the use of hypnosis as a tool for helping witnesses to remember crime details. Unfortunately, this case is the exception to the rule. Hypnosis did help Ray to relax enough to recall the memory of the number plate he had actually tried to memorize. But if he hadn't made that initial effort to remember the numbers of the license plate, hypnosis wouldn't have helped. Hypnosis in the investigative process became increasingly popular from the 1950s to the 1980s. Forensic hypnosis is hindered by its reliability and accuracy. The United States Department of Justice states hypnosis may be occasionally used in an investigation, but the method faces serious objections, and that information from hypnosis may be considered inadmissible. Forensic hypnosis is still being considered for several uses: for memory enhancement, evaluating defendant's mental state, determining if the subject is telling the truth, preparing a witness for trial, determining if one has a mental injury, and supporting the defense in a criminal case. Academic psychologists are skeptical about the legitimacy of hypnosis in court and increasingly challenge the admissibility of hypnotic testimony. But in the late 1980s, young adults who often use hypnotherapy services suddenly began recalling memories of childhood sexual abuse and satanic ritual abuse. There was a spike in false memories. This was attributed to the popular culture at the time. At that time, there was a belief that hypnosis could reveal traumatic memories that had once been buried within one's mind. During a pre-trial, several issues which arise when a witness undergoes hypnosis before a trial. Some subjects become more susceptible to changing how they remember events, mixing reality with fantasy, and truth-seeking methods such as cross-examination tend to be less effective after a witness undergoes hypnosis. But here are the 2 mad forensic hypnosis assets for 2022. Asset 1. Criminal investigation is one of the least controversial uses for hypnosis. It is a tool to find independent evidence to assist an investigation. First, there needs to be certainty that the subject being hypnotized will not need to later testify as a witness. Everything the subject explores in hypnotic trance must be verified or disproved with independent evidence. What is very important to understand is none of the information from the hypnosis session is treated as factual. It simply gives the investigators more ideas, concepts, and information to explore. Investigative hypnosis has been proven useful to some police departments, including the Los Angeles Police Department, which reported in 1980 that 70 cases where forensic hypnosis was used. It helped police find important information in 54 of the cases. Asset 2. Another less controversial use for hypnosis is evaluating an individual's state of mind. The use of forensic hypnosis to determine the subject's sanity or criminal intent. To be legitimate, this may be used by the defendant to argue that insanity is what led to the defendant to commit the crime and not the criminal intent, as they could not control their own actions. So now you know the 2 mad forensic hypnosis assets for 2022. So what if you thought about forensic hypnosis differently? But what if you didn't? The choice is yours.